Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. Excuse me. Wanted to do a little, I don't want to quite call it a rant, but I do want to talk about the fentanyl crisis. And I'm going to call it fentanyl, not fentanyl. I don't understand why it's called fentanyl. There's no O in there. It's Fentanyl, I believe. I know it's a YL at the end. There's no O in that word. It shouldn't be fentanyl. It's another mispronunciation that Americans love to do with our language. Um, well, yeah, the English language. Anyway, um, yeah, I was just watching Kristi Noem. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She's the former governor of South Dakota. She is now a director or secretary of Homeland Security. Seems like a well-spoken woman. Seems intelligent. But here's what's going on. So we being the United States of America, the Trump administration, has imposed tariffs on Canada and Mexico. And those tariffs are contingent because we've pushed those tariffs back to maybe start until April 2nd, so about another month, 3 weeks. Um, we have pushed those back, enforcing those tariffs based on uh, the Mexican and Canadian government's ability to control their emigration of people into our country, especially those who will deal drugs like fentanyl. Apparently, a lot of fentanyl comes from across the border. We've heard this for a long time. And I say apparently because I honestly don't know. I haven't done the research. I don't know why we can't make it here. We make every drug here that we can. Maybe it's cheaper to actually get it from a foreign source, just like many of our products, like many of our Chinese made products and such. Um, but what I want to address is why are we looking outside the country to stop a problem that is happening inside the country? I'll tell you why. Because we're not hitting what, as almost always, this is not just Americans and not just Republicans, not just Democrats, not even just any. It's humans. It's humans. We tend to really not be good at dealing with the root causes of problems that plague our species, whether it's not stopping pollution in simple ways like going to renewable energies, whether it's not stopping a country that has nearly 50,000 gun deaths a year by getting rid of guns. We don't take the simple common sense steps, and this is another one where it's a common sense step. Let's think about it, okay? First of all, if we stop allowing fentanyl in, if it's getting in this rampant way that we're led to believe, what's to stop a Breaking Bad type of situation where people just start making it here? I don't understand why that we have access to every chemical on the planet. We have access to anything we need. You go to Ace Hardware and you can get stuff to make crack. What's the one in Breaking Bad? I can't think of the drug. Meth. And so why can't we do it with fentanyl? I don't understand that. So, and here's the real problem I have. The real problem, like I say, is going back to we're not taking care of the problem that actually needs to be taken care of. And healthy, in the mind especially, but also in the body, healthy people that are taken care of and are in a good place in their lives don't do those types of drugs. They don't need the insane drugs that can kill you and take you so far out of your mind. You need to escape reality so badly because your life is so shitty that you take these drugs that can kill you, right? Me, what drugs do I take? Once in a while, I have a gummy, a THC gummy, and alcohol. Those are my drugs. Food, a lot of sugar, a lot of salt. Those can be used as drugs too, right? But they're not drugs that'll generally kill you. And the people that take those drugs are the ones who are desperate, who have shitty lives. Think about it. Think about people who do meth, trailer park people or whoever. Think about people who did crack in the 80s. Poor, poor, poor ghetto people, right? And it's the same with fentanyl. And so the problem that really needs to be addressed is once again not being addressed. And it's not being addressed in even an intelligent manner. We're going to blame we're going to blame foreigners. We're going to blame whoever we want because this is the country that we live in now. We blame everyone but ourselves. As I was listening to Kristi Noem on Meet the Press, and it wasn't very long. Like I said, sounds like a perfectly intelligent woman. She ran a state for like 6 years, I believe. She was the governor of, of South Dakota. But everything she said, she blamed other countries for. We have problems here. We don't have national health care, right? We don't have an equitable economic system anymore. We have homeless people flooding the streets, and the Republicans just go, well, get a job. There aren't any fucking jobs. There are no jobs. You been to the grocery store lately? Where are the jobs? Why do I have to bag and pay for my own groceries in a machine when if we had jobs, we would have people, we'd have cashiers, we'd have baggers, we'd have more people getting the carts out from the parking lots. If we really meant that, we meant get a job, we would provide jobs. Why do I have to go through hours of automation, whether it's a corporation or even a governmental place? If I want to get information, why can't a person just pick up the phone and go, Vanguard Funds, how may I help you? No, instead I got to go through a whole system that sifts people out. It's designed to do this, right? It's designed to get people to give up and hang up the phone so they don't get the services they need. If we really cared about giving people jobs, we'd have thousands of people that are now homeless would be on those phones, and they would get maybe minimum wage jobs, but they could make something happen. We would have more affordable housing. Instead of building another fucking high rise that it's $2,000 a month, the rent is, we would, or we have abandoned buildings downtown. This has been happening forever, since homeless crisis started in the 80s. Abandoned skyscrapers because there's no businesses in there. Why aren't we putting homeless people in there? Why aren't we creating jobs to put counselors and maybe security guards and maybe service people to help the homeless and job trainers? Why isn't that happening? That's my utopia, right? Where people help people. But so I'm back, kind of as I do, that often turns into a rambling rant. So why do we have fentanyl deaths, right? Because desperate people out on the streets, I don't think suburban people are doing fentanyl that much. I heard a person lamenting, one of my coworkers, well, I had a cousin die of that stuff. And I don't want to be an insensitive asshole, so I didn't go, well, that's your cousin's problem. Your cousin took the drugs. A person coming across the border from Canada or Mexico did not force those drugs, however you take, I don't even know how you take fentanyl. As a pill form? I don't know. However you take fentanyl, did not force that into your cousin's body. Your cousin made that choice. And your cousin made that choice because they are in a desperate state most likely, right? And because they're not getting what they need. And there you go. And so we're going to blame the other people. We have become the country of blame. It's pathetic. We have elected a child. We have elected a baby, a literal petulant child to run this country, and then now we're paying the price for it. We're not getting any real problems solved. We're blaming foreigners for everything. Do you remember what foreigners provide in this country? Actually, foreigners do a lot of jobs here because they do the ones that are so low paying that no one else will take them. They pick the vegetables and the fruits. They scrub the toilets. They put the roofs on our houses. When was the last time you saw a white guy on a roof? Unless it was his own roof and he was cleaning the gutters or something. When was the last time you saw a white guy helping roof a house? Not in Colorado, I tell you that. And I bet not pretty much anywhere. Maybe in the Northeast. There are less people from the southern border coming over and filling those jobs. But it's insane. It's literally insane hearing that we have a national policy possibly going into place to place tariffs on goods to force the hand of politicians that are not even our politicians on the other side of the borders of this country to do things we want them to do. And another thing to speak to Kristi Noem, she didn't really answer questions, and this is another thing. This is another shifting blame, because they asked on Meet the Press, well, specifically, what do you want Canada and Mexico to do? She didn't say about it. Well, we just want them to implement policies. Well, what kind of policies? Well, policies that help keep drugs out of our country. What kind of policies do you want them to enforce? It's just buzzwords, and there's no substance to it. And unfortunately, it's the way of the world right now. It's the way of our country, where it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not the words that come out of your mouth, it's how pretty your lips and your teeth are. It's really bothersome. But yeah, so fentanyl. Don't believe the hype, as these guys used to say. Don't believe the hype that fentanyl, it is a crisis. Yeah, people are dying from it. But don't believe this, it's coming in from other lands and it's all their fault. If that stops, you really think we're not going to make it here? You really think people aren't going to continue to die? We need to fix the system. It needs to be an equal, equitable system where we share the wealth of the billionaires and we put that money into the homeless population. We put more money into cops and teachers so they do a better job. That's the way it should be. Anyway, excuse me, there's another cough. I started this with a cough. I'll end it with a cough, and I'm at 10 minutes, so Would love to hear comments of what you guys think. Like I said, sometimes I'm ignorant on a subject, but I don't think I'm ignorant on how a system should work and how things can be fixed. All right, talk to you next time. Thanks for listening. Have a good rest of the weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.